Hi, I'm Emily Muhlstein, and this is a public hearing video for Refish Amendment 28 that addresses red snapper allocation. If you feel like you're having deja vu, it's because the Council has already been out to public hearings for this document. Since those public hearings, a number of changes have been made to the document, and so the Council would like to give you one more opportunity to submit public input before making a final decision. Allocation is the portion of a stock's annual catch limit that is assigned to a fishing sector. The Council is considering reallocating red snapper between the commercial and recreational fishing sectors. The current allocation for red snapper is 51% commercial and 49% recreational. The Council is considering reallocating red snapper for a couple of different reasons. The first is to ensure that sector allocations are based on the best scientific information available. The Recreational Data Collection Program, MRIP, was recently updated, and historical landings have been adjusted to show that there were actually higher landings in the recreational sector than we thought. Those new estimates have also impacted the most recent stock assessment. Second, the Council wants to ensure that benefits are fair and equitable for both sectors, and we also aimed to achieve optimum yield. There is a range of alternatives being considered for the reallocation of red snapper. The first is alternative 1, and that's the no action alternative. That would keep the allocation at 51% commercial and 49% recreational. The second alternative would increase the recreational sector's allocation by 3%, leaving us with a commercial allocation of 48% and a recreational allocation of 52%. Alternative 3 would increase the recreational sector's allocation by 5%. That would leave us with a 46% allocation for the commercial sector and a 54% allocation for the recreational sector. The fourth alternative would increase the recreational sector allocation by 10%. So that would give us a 41% commercial allocation and a 59% recreational sector allocation. For alternative 5, if the red snapper quota is less than or equal to 9.12 million pounds, we would maintain the commercial and recreational red snapper allocations at 51% and 49% of the red snapper quota. Now that 9.12 million pounds is being used because that was the level that the annual catch limit was set at before the commercial individual fishing quota program was put into place. Under this alternative, if the red snapper quota is greater than that 9.12 million pounds, we would allocate 75% of the amount in excess to the recreational sector and then 25% to the commercial sector. Alternative 6 uses that same 9.12 million pound benchmark, whereupon allocations would remain at 51% commercial and 49% recreational. And then if the red snapper quota rises above that 9.12 million pounds, then 100% of the amount in excess would be allocated to the recreational sector. In alternative 7, we use a 10 million pound benchmark, whereupon we would maintain that commercial and recreational red snapper allocation at 51% and 49% respectively. Then, if the red snapper quota is greater than 10 million pounds, we would allocate 75% of the amount in excess to the recreational sector and 25% to the commercial sector. Alternative 8 is the Council's current preferred alternative. In this alternative, the increase in allowable harvest that's due to the recalibration of the recreational harvest estimates will be allocated to the recreational sector. And then those resulting percentages would remain in effect until changed by the Council. And finally, alternative 9, the increase in allowable harvest due to the change in size selectivity of the recreational sector and also the recalibration of the MRIP catch estimates would be allocated to the recreational sector. Again, the resulting percentages would remain in place until changed by the Council. The Council plans to take final action on this amendment at their next meeting, and they would really like to hear from you before they do that. You can send us your comments online by following the link below, or you can email us at golfcouncil@golfcouncil.org. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and send us your thoughts.